And welcome in. From beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, over the Rhine, Stargel Stadium. It's the Cincinnati Saints soccer on the air. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jeremy Lance. This is DJ Schweitzer. Now, when we last left you, we came off a thrilling 2-1 victory right here last Friday night against Erie, Pennsylvania. But things changed. Saturday, team went up to Cleveland and fell 5-2. Bit of a Jekyll and Hyde weekend. Tonight, though, things need to tighten up. They have the heavy hitters of Detroit City FC coming to Stargel Stadium. They played them at the beginning of the season, lost 1-0 in what Coach Wall described actually a very organized and well-played match by the Saints. This is actually also the first road game for Detroit FC. DJ, what are your keys to the game?
Yeah, so there are a lot of different things the Saints really need to be keeping an eye on tonight. First and foremost, Zach Myers. The Detroit forward has been on fire so far for them this season, having notched already 3 goals so far. So they're absolutely going to want to try to shut him down. Secondly, they're absolutely going to want to try to shut down the Detroit on a whole. While Detroit isn't a high-scoring team, they're a very efficient team. And with a very supportive fan base behind them, they're going to be really confident on the road as well.
All right. We'll be right back with lineups and the start of Cincinnati Saints versus Detroit City FC. Welcome in from beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, over the Rhine, Stargel Stadium. It's the Cincinnati Saints soccer on the air. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Jeremy Lance. This is DJ Schweitzer. Now, when we last left you, we came off a thrilling 2-1 victory right here last Friday night against Erie, Pennsylvania. But things changed. Saturday, team went up to Cleveland and fell 5-2. Bit of a Jekyll and Hyde weekend. Tonight, though, things need to tighten up. They have the heavy hitters of Detroit City FC coming to Stargel Stadium. They played them at the beginning of the season, lost 1-0 in what Coach Wall described actually a very organized and well-played match by the Saints. This is actually also the first road game for Detroit FC. DJ, what are your keys to the game?
Yeah, so there are a lot of different things the Saints really need to be keeping an eye on tonight. First and foremost, Zach Myers. The Detroit forward has been on fire so far for them this season, having notched already 3 goals so far. So they're absolutely going to want to try to shut him down. Secondly, they're absolutely going to want to try to shut down the Detroit on a whole. While Detroit isn't a high-scoring team, they're a very efficient team. And with a very supportive fan base behind them, they're going to be really confident on the road as well.
All right. We'll be right back with lineups and the start of Cincinnati Saints versus Detroit City FC.
Smart. Was cool.
You always told me to dream big.
To all of those parents who took the time to make raising their children their most important job, we'd like to say,
thank you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart, thanks, Mom and Dad.
This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
around every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
For others, it may have just been a summer job. But for me, it was training. Now I'm an Air Force pararescueman, and my job is to save lives. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they'd die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Is your body holding you back?
Where do you think you're going?
I want to go running.
Not with that knee, you're not.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age.
Let's not pick her up. What do you say?
Yet a lot of people in pain fight back.
Use your head. Save your back. My bride, my rules.
And regain their lives.
You gotta be kidding me.
Fight for your mobility. Visit anationinmotion.org. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
I'll take it from here. I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life.
And welcome in Stargel Stadium. Beautiful Friday night, DJ.
How's it going, Jeremy?
It's going great.
Another beautiful night here in Cincinnati for soccer.
And I think we're going to throw it over for lineups. Here's the PA announcer, Don Shook.
Defender 17, Colin McAtee. Defender 6, Josh Rogers. Defender 24, Sebastian Harris. Defender 23, Zach Shiwi. Midfielder number 11, William Mellors-Blair. Midfielder number 22, TJ Van Sluten. Midfielder number 18, David Edwardson. Midfielder number 26, Michael Lamb. Midfielder number 4, Lachlan Savage. Midfielder number 7, Cyrus Sadie. And forward number 15, Zach Myers. Detroit City is coached by Ben Pierman. And now your starting lineup for your Cincinnati Saints. At keeper, number 1, Jamie Starr. Defender, number 26, Ed Willoughby. Defender, number 5, James Thomas. Defender, number 8, James Query. Defender, number 19, Michael Biggs. Midfielder, number 4, Kwame Sarkodie. Midfielder, number 11, Craig Cantor. Midfielder, number 14, Scott Shue. Midfielder, number 16, Gary Henderson. Midfielder, number 9, Andy Montgomery. And forward, number 20, Mark Hansen. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise and join Tyshawn Colquitt from Stars of Elements for the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's going to be a big match tonight. Detroit City coming in. They're one of the big boppers of the Great Lakes West. DJ, they had we talk about the 1-0 defeat they had at the beginning of the season. It was deemed to be played well, but what has to come out of that for this to be not only just getting a result here, but possibly getting the 3 points?
Right. So, I mean, the Saints showed well on the road in Detroit, and I think that's a really big point to make because I don't know if you can see across the field right now, but the Northern Guard, the supporters group for Detroit City FC,
they made the trip.
Made the trip all the way down from Detroit, made the long trek down 75. But there are a lot more of them that show up for those home matches, and numbering 3,000 to 5,000 at times. So it's hard to go up there and get a result, especially in that kind of intimidating atmosphere, a solid team at home. But notching a 1-0 loss away, while you can take some positives from it, there's a lot more that needs to come from that. And the Saints, one of the things they've struggled with all seasons long is actually producing when it comes to getting in front of the net. So not only are they going to have to hold out this Detroit side, but they're actually going to need to start putting some goals into the back of the goal more regularly.
And they made 2 defensive changes that we didn't see last week. Mike Biggs coming in, and Ed Willoughby, who was actually a late substitution for Aaron Denny.
Yeah, so a change in the back, definitely something that's going to shake up the Saints a little bit. Hopefully it's something they can overcome, though.
Change in formation, too, going for a 4-1-4-1.
Yeah. Well, last week we did see a lot of the midfield kind of swapping with one another. Not really a set position for any of the guys across the 3, but with an extra man in the midfield, I'd expect them to be a little bit more solid. Watch for Craig Cantor, number 11, to hold in front of that back line and try to protect a back line that has at times struggled when offense has been thrown down them.
Looks like we're getting ready to kick off. Detroit's going to be wearing the white on white. Saints with their traditional blue top, black shorts.
And we're off. A little bit more of a direct run right at the beginning of the match.
Right away.
Yeah. Maybe trying to establish themselves a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, they know that this is a team that they're going to have to be pretty aggressive with.
Yeah.
Detroit, right now, though, not top of the conference, as that is Indiana Fire.
Yeah, but that's a goal differential issue, of course.
Yeah. Cantor getting that back in. It's off of Willoughby.
Tricky bounce.
There's Andy Montgomery there, number 9. He scored a goal and had an assist in Saturday's defeat up in Cleveland.
A little bit more fluidity out of the Saints' attack so far.
Yeah, I mean, last Friday night they really took some time to get settled in and weren't settled enough to where Erie was able to strike first and strike very early.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully the smoke bomb that's put off over there in the Abbey with the lovely Seven Hills Crusaders will inspire the Saints to a little bit more cohesive play this week.
Yeah, you feel like the Crusaders really feel like they had to bring their A game as far as the smoke bombs and flags went with the Northern Guard in attendance tonight, right next to them.
A little bit of smack talk on social media, between the two supporters groups. Good to see the Saints have a nice turnout this week on top of the guys who are making the long trek down from Detroit.
Yeah. Long ball in.
Thomas managed to shield him away as Jamie Starr came out to collect.
It was Zach Meyer. 3 games played, 3 goals for him.
Efficient man.
And he's going to be the guy trying to do that all night long. Sarkodie with it now.
First touches of the game for Kwame Sarkodie. He was very influential in the match last week. Home match anyway. Had a goal himself. Expect him to be someone that the Saints are going to look for pretty regularly tonight.
Van Sluten passing it over here to number 4, Lockie Savage.
Good dangerous ball across.
Dangerous one there.
And it's poked home.
And that's been early score there for the Detroit City. 3 minutes in.
And much like the start at home last week, the Saints get off to a really rocky start by conceding an early goal. And it was another sloppy goal where it seemed like the defenders had lost the ball.
Yeah.
Detroit goal scored in the 3rd minute by number 11. William Mellors-Blair.
Yeah, so the goal went to Will Mellors-Blair for Detroit, number 11.
Detroit 1, Cincinnati 9.
Saints kick off here right away. They're seeing some pressure. Detroit, I think they see the blood in the water there.
Yeah, first goal of the season for Will Mellors-Blair. It started all the matches so far for Detroit City.
Yeah, I think the production of Zach Myers might have had something to do with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Zach's definitely the main threat up top for Detroit.
Thomas with it now. Over to Willoughby. Cantor, the lone holding mid. Saints gonna hopefully look to respond here. So Cantor with it again.
Yeah, so the Saints falling victim again to something that they really struggled with last week. Ooh, rough tackle
Willoughby
there.
Takes down Van Sluten.
Yeah, clearly beaten there. But as I was saying a minute ago, the Saints are suffering from something that they were finding to be a problem last week, and that's holding onto the ball a little too long. And when they tended to play a little faster last week, quicker balls, move the ball around a little bit to make the defense stretch and run a little bit more, they had a lot more success. And when they've held on to the ball is when they tend to cough it up.
McAtee with the free kick here. He's going to play this one into the box. Claiming for a handball there.
Would have been a pretty
Savage.
Harsh call. And there's Henderson earning himself a card.
Henderson, a early yellow card there, kind of grabbing on to the Detroit player there.
Number 16 for the Saints, Gary Henderson.
Saints are all out of sorts in the back at the moment.
It's right now. It is a bit of a calamity in the back.
Quite a bit of jostling out on the backside as these guys get set up for the free kick.
Ref moving the line of Henderson and Cantor back too. Free kick played in.
Man, the Saints find themselves in a dangerous position again as a ball bounces around loose in the box on that free kick in. Struggle to clear and lost men, so they really need to tighten it back up in the back.
And it'll be a corner. Savage will take this corner. Saints
Corner kick for Detroit.
digging themselves a hole at the moment. Savage. Low corner in. Cantor knocking it back to Savage. That ball falls in, jostles around. Van Sluten had a piece of it there, but Starr was able to get in front of that one, and finally it's cleared out.
They just can't find feet as they've tried to break forward here.
This ball will roll all the way to the keeper, Mullen. Ball played in there. To Mellors Blair, already a goal for him tonight. Saints looking to get it out, but some of these slow passes were nearly picked off. It's Sarkody with it now. He'll try to bring this forward. He's got Shu out left, but it could not find him.
Well, so much for that early composure.
The early composure that was there in week 1, nowhere to be found at home. Not what you would really expect to have happen.
And with the Saints really struggling on the road so far this year, they need to make Stargel Stadium a bit more of a fortress.
Needs to be a fortress, and they have to get points.
Conceding these early goals is definitely not the type of hole you want to start off in every time at home.
Lamb plays it up. That'll fall. Kiri, who just sends it all the way back down to Mullen. Brett Mullen playing it up. Michael Lamb. Detroit will reset. Eighth minute here, and so far Detroit absolutely bossing this match.
Yeah, so we knew they were going to be a strong team coming in. They've shown that strength coming in as well. So the Saints are going to have to find a little bit more backbone in these earlier portions of the matches. Otherwise, good teams like Detroit are absolutely coming in and capitalize.
Ed Willoughby with the throw in here. Try to find Sarkody. No, that'll go over to Hansen.
Finally, a little nice combination.
Shu hitting it in there deep. Henderson just could not find it. But it will go out for a Saints throw-in.
A little more positivity here for the Saints.
Montgomery. Henderson was not looking for it, so it slides past him. Deep ball down. And Willoughby will corral this ball and try to send it upfield. Hansen just could not hold on to that one. Detroit back line with it now. They'll let themselves set up downfield. They're in no hurry, and it's already in the 10th minute.
And not finding a whole lot through the midfield, trying to look over the top most of the time, Detroit.
So Cody. Bad pass there behind Cantor, and that was nearly trouble there for Cincinnati. Willoughby with it. He's under pressure. Pressure slips down in the form of Cyrus Sadie. It's Montgomery with it now.
Finally some space for the Saints.
Space opening up a little bit.
Need to see a little bit more movement out of the forwards. Hansen up there alone. Maybe the Saints need to switch it up a little bit, pull an extra man into attack, because he seems to be very isolated up there. Anytime he does find the ball, he's got two men pressuring him.
Deep pass for Detroit. Trying to find number 15, Zach Myers, their normal goal scorer. You wonder if in the next few minutes this game might settle down a bit.
And it's something that we saw last week when the Saints conceded that early goal. It kind of settled them down a little bit, helped them to find a little bit of composure, pick their heads up, move the ball a little bit more intelligently, and hopefully we can see a similar response now.
Sadie finding Lockie Savage. Play it out. Number 17, Colin McAtee.
Lots of space out on that wing.
Mellors Blair had plenty of room to make his move there.
Well, as we said in the pregame, Detroit are an efficient team. They move the ball intelligently. They're patient. They don't tend to waste the ball when they do have it. And now we're seeing a little bit of that stretch, making the Saints actually push around and chase them. It's going to tire them out a lot more quickly.
They're being able to make as many passes as they want to at the moment.
We're not keeping possession statistics tonight, and if we did right now, I would imagine Detroit would be heavily skewed at the moment.
Detroit. Corner comes in. Punched out initially. And that one comes flying back in, and that's in.
So the Saints find themselves in a deep hole now.
And that's Zach Myers' 4th goal on the season.
He's red hot. We said that we wanted to watch him, and here he is showing up already.
Three games, 3 goals going in. Here's the 4th match, and
he
gets his 4th goal.
Yeah, so the Saints really, struggling to contain any sort of attack at the moment. A lot of disorganization. The guys need to start talking with one another back there.
Here we go on the replay on the goal. Corner will come in initially. It'll be batted down here. Punched out by Jamie, but falls right to Myers.
Clinical finish.
Here we are. Absolute hole. The Saints find themselves in here in the 13th minute of play. Smoke bomb now coming out from the Northern Guard of Detroit. Had a nice little following here. Show up. Hang out at the tailgate with everybody beforehand. Henderson goes down. This ball will just simply go out for a goal kick.
Saints just can't catch a break at the moment.
Fans hoist is perfectly isotonic, which means it gets absorbed directly into your bloodstream, hydrating you faster.
As you can see, Henderson doing well to get the initial beat in, just can't keep his balance. Maybe a little bit of a call for a foul there.
I would say there was enough contact where you could see it. You could see it called.
He had a shout.
He did.
Referee wasn't having any of it though.
So Detroit will just play this ball out simply. They will go back to controlling possession, controlling the entire match at this point. 14th minute. Zach Myers plays it out. Ball into the box. Headed out, and now Shu will try to bring this thing forward. Sarkoty with it now. Pressure there from McAtee.
Little break down the Saints right flank now. Maybe look for this long ball across. The Shu's wide open on the backside, but
Shu, yeah, that was way overplayed for Shu, who was breaking in on the goal.
And carries ball just a little too hard and a little bit too behind the play.
Deep ball down now for Detroit. Biggs able to just take care of that one. Go for a throw, though. It'll be McAtee to take. Saints all bunched up on a corner there.
Yeah, it's got to be coming in there. Hansen needs to be a little careful, though. Definitely a foul. The referee was on top of it, but gave the defender a little bit of a smack. No reason to get a card for something like that this early on.
Saints finally get something going their way, I guess. They'll have a free kick from just inside of midfield. Just outside of midfield, excuse me. Gumry.
Lucky to end up with that.
Gumry from Ireland, a rugby player as well.
Got a bit of a rugby player build.
He definitely does. This ball will be headed back by Biggs to Starr. Starr maybe just sit on this ball for a second. Let the team just catch their breath and regroup. Deep ball in. Cannot find Hansen. Savage. Saby. Mellors Blair almost took a shot there, but he ends up playing it back out. He'll get it back again, though. Cross in for Mellors Blair. Header.
Maybe an offside on the near side.
Looks like, yeah, it'll be offside. Saints catching a little break there. Van Sluten in the box. TJ Van Sluten.
Registration ends 5 minutes left in the first half.
Saints still not pushing too far upfield at the moment. And they really can, as much as they want to be aggressive, right? I mean, Detroit is still pushing, so they can't really bring their back line up too far.
Yeah, so I mean, Detroit are definitely playing a high-pressing game, and it's really forcing the Saints into a lot of sloppy turnovers. And their lack of possession at the moment is a double-edged sword for them, because Detroit are running them into the floor with their patience, moving the ball a little bit more intelligently.
Willoughby picking that pass off, clearing it back all the way down to Mullen. Saints line moved back line one all the way up to the 35. That's about as far as they've gone so far.
Northern Guard look like they're having some fun over on that far sidelines, while the Seven Hills Crusaders don't seem to be having quite as much fun.
They certainly have reason to enjoy themselves at the moment. Ball goes out of play. This will be a Saints throw-in. It'll be Willoughby to take this one again. He's got options of Shu and Sarkoti. He'll go with Cantor, who's just going to play it back and out.
Well,
Biggs could not keep that one in. So now a throw-in for Detroit. Fairly deep in their attacking end. McAtee takes. Another throw.
Willoughby seems really happy to go to ground, and that seems
they're going to say Saints got that one.
Bit of a dangerous strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, Willoughby's gone to ground a few times. Montgomery in the middle there. Went down a couple times. Saints really just struggling to really get the hold possession for any length of time to get the ball downfield. They're having to play a lot of these balls downfield, and they're not finding their man at all.
No, I mean, and that may play in again with the running a single striker up top. And Hansen's looked really isolated. He hasn't had a whole lot of support. When he finds the ball, he's finding a lot of men on his back. And with this high-pressing defense that Detroit is playing, it's been a struggle for the Saints to find any sort of conduit up there.
Biggs stopping that attack there as Sarkoti now plays it up once again. There's that long pass. It just finds Mullen.
Yeah, struggling to find any sort of cohesion.
So we played to McAtee. Van Sluten. McAtee now on the run. He's got Sarkoti on his back, and he's going to go down.
And he went down awfully soft there.
He's grabbing an ankle. Sarkoti having some words there. Here we go with the replay.
Now let's see. Did Sarkoti get around him here? Did he just look for it? I don't think he really gave him too much of an arm at all, and I think he was kind of looking for that to...
he was looking to go down.
Yeah. Sarkoti obviously not pleased with the decision of the referee.
Well, it'll be a free kick here from the right side of the goal.
Another dangerous opportunity for Detroit.
Detroit's got now 5 men in the box as Mellors Blair moves in.
Sarkoti clears.
Not all the way out, and Montgomery has to just kind of get on the end of that one. It'll be a throw-in regardless to Detroit. This looks to be a long throw from Mellors Blair to the box.
Still finds a man.
Still finds a man. Nobody home there on that pass, though. And going down pretty early, and the ref says play on.
Yeah. Detroit perhaps looking for that a little bit more frequently.
Yeah, Sabi went down in a
hurry. Yeah, recognizing the rough play that they've seen out of the Saints defenders so far. Not a bad strategy.
Backline will just kick this around here. Hansen giving chase, but again, he's isolated back there. That long pass for about the 10th time this match came in and could not find him. And the Saints attack ends just that quickly.
Here's Detroit holding on to possession. Just patience.
Montgomery sliding down for that one. We'll get the benefit on that one, huh? 23rd minute of play.
So far, Detroit with the lion's share of the possession. Saints starting to find a little bit more of the ball.
Yeah, you're kind of, we talked about it earlier, you're waiting for that match to kind of settle down, let the half
and I don't know,
even out a little bit, but it has not.
No, and I don't know if it's Detroit just got a little lackadaisical, already up 2-0 so early on. A little bit more adventurous with their passes than they would be if it was still level.
This ball will go in deep. Thomas kicking it into the Crusade, into the Abbey there. Seven Hills Crusaders.
Earns a card for his trouble. Not sure what exactly that was for. They call a foul?
Yellow card number 5.
It came in pretty early, so it was before he cleared the ball into the stand, so it wasn't time wasting.
Must have been little handbags over there.
So that's the third yellow card of the match for the Saints. That came in dangerously there. Saints trying to play this one out. Hansen coming back for it.
Yeah, that was Michael Lamb for Detroit getting loose in the box. And again, the Saints are just losing men back there. And it's, I don't know if it's a lack of concentration. Everyone just looks out of sorts.
Now Henderson with it. He's all the way encroaching the other side of the pitch. Playing on the far side, he came all the way to the numbers almost there on the near side. Saints set it back to their back line here. Thomas now. Biggs trying to regroup and get this ball downfield. There's that pass into Hansen. And it once again does not find him. This ball just rolls into the middle there. Picked up by Detroit, and they're back the other way with a long pass that finds Millers Blair. Couldn't contain it, though. Nice little play in here. Keary, the man up. He could not get to it in time. Keary and Sarkoti making the run on that one.
And need to get Sarkoti open into that space back here on the left flank. And
well, we saw what happened to it last week. You get him open, and
he's got some wheels.
He's got some wheels, and he's got a shot. He made a impossible angle look easy last week with his goal.
Yeah, I talked to him after the game, and he said, you know, he saw a little window, but just try to get it in there as hard as he could because not much space out that way.
This could play out to McAtee. He does have some space. Saints close him down.
Finally, some simple possession out of the back, not rushing it around.
Hansen, bit of a heavy touch there.
Luckily, finds some support this time.
Finding Shoe. Almost coughed it up, and then Montgomery's going to have to play this one back to Willoughby, who is not in position to take this one. Hansen might be able to get to this one. He will be onside. He's got Henderson breaking in the box. But Montgomery coming out. he really doesn't have options. He's going to have to take a shot. Montgomery not there to play it. Cantor is going to be able to corral this one and keep it going for the moment. And Montgomery not able to hang on to this one. And Willoughby was going to have to save that one. Sarkody now with it.
Best run of play so far from the Saints. But still a sloppy run of play.
Had to play it all the way back to Thomas, who misjudged how that ball was coming into him.
And that Saints attack never really amounted to much. And we saw again the offense is pretty stranded up there. You know, not finding a whole lot of support. Hansen got a little bit of help from Henderson, but behind them it was about a 20-yard gap. And the Saints need to really close that up as they break in the few chances they've had so far.
Myers able to get on this one. He goes down. Ref says play on. Saints will just play it up and out. Stays in. Saints really needing to come up with something better than just bombing the ball downfield to Hansen.
Yeah.
I think he's officially got on the end of 2 of those.
Yeah, so far. And again, we're seeing him break down here on the right flank, and closest man's 15, 20 yards away from him. And again, finding men all over the place.
He had to sit on that ball in the box there.
Finally finds men up at the other end of the field, and Saints playing slow enough that they're allowing Detroit to get 10 men back behind the ball.
Yeah.
Really need to see a pickup in the pace, and I don't know if the heat today, it's a hotter day out here in Cincinnati, much hotter than we saw last Friday. Maybe it's getting to the guys a little bit.
Yeah, mid-80s, although it's 29th minute here. It's about the time the sun's going to start making its descent there.
Yeah, you can see some of the shadows getting a little long across the field.
Star will just play this one downfield. Henderson's flick almost finds Shoe, but he'll get it back. They got Willoughby out left. So Cody plays it back over to Henderson. Willoughby with it now. And he loses this one, and now you got Mellors there streaking down with Myers. Saints scrambling to get back. Luckily, this one doesn't find Myers initially, and Biggs is able to just clear this bad boy out.
And Jamie Starr lucky there. Caught himself out of goal, didn't really commit early enough, kind of hesitated and nearly caught himself out.
Dangerous few seconds there for the Saints. Could have found themselves in a serious 3-0 hole. Saby with it. Saby goes down as he seems to be prone to do, and this will just go out harmlessly for a goal kick. Saints having a few seconds here to regroup to get downfield.
Saints gear. Registration ends in about 10 minutes.
Chris, at this point, I think the Saints might be happy to just get to the locker rooms. 15 minutes left here in the first half. Of course, we'll have some stoppage time added on. Probably won't know again what that stoppage time will be. Cantor. Cantor losing this one to Myers, who could not keep it in. Another near calamitous situation there for the Saints as they almost coughed it up with men out of position in the back. Hansen does get on the end of that one, but it flies past.
I just can't catch a break.
Can't catch a break now. Be a throw in. McEntee will take it.
Looks like we finally got some action down on the Saints bench. We see Josh Henderson, number 22, starting to get a little warm, stretching it out.
Yeah, maybe may come in the first half, maybe a halftime substitution.
Yeah. Coach Wall not really liking what he's seeing so far.
Well, you can't think he does. They definitely prided themselves, despite the 1-0 loss, the way they handled themselves up in Detroit with the screaming fans at the home opener there for DCFC. And this, in their own backyard, just not exactly what they wanted at all.
No, it's another slow start. Not had the same response that we saw at the beginning of last week's game. Saints backline is in complete disarray. Just nothing seems to be going right for the Saints at the moment.
Detroit's just content right now to just kind of play it between the 40s at the moment.
Yeah, they're happy to let the Saints do most of the running.
Yeah, they are in no hurry to get anything done, and they've been able to find the little breaks when they can and capitalized on them. Ball will go into Myers. He gets it. What a Mellors player. They got Van Sluten in the box. Same with Savage.
Nearly 5 or 6 men on the Saints back line at the moment. You know, I'm not sure that dropping men all the way back to play a 5-6 man back line is the smartest way to clog up some of those pores, but the Saints need to do something back there, and if that's going to stop the bleeding, maybe that's what they're going to have to do.
Saints get a free kick here. Sarkoty making his run all the way to that back line. Saints putting men in position.
Good ball in.
Cody, looked like Sarkoty got on the end of that one. He did. So that'll be a goal kick there. Mullins got it. They can go ahead and milk a little bit more of this first half clock.
A couple of the Detroit players jogging over towards the bench looking for some water.
A rogue ball comes out there from the ball boy. Detroit once again moving forward.
Well, the home crowd on the near side has started to fill out a little bit.
Yeah, once again, a decent crowd here for the Saints. This is their second match. They only play 7 at home, a short NPSL schedule.
And we had a good first showing. Looks like we've got at least as many people out tonight. Also facing some competition as the fellow fourth-tier side in town is playing for the first time the same night as the Saints. Glad to see that we still had a good turnout and that everyone chose to come down and support the guys in blue.
Now the boys in blue just need to do their job.
Yeah. Now if they can only repay the favor.
Star will take this. I'll just play it up to Biggs. Saints, I feel like they want to be a little more methodical moving it up, but they have really no option but throw it over the middle.
Yeah, I mean, they keep working themselves into alleys out here on the flank. It looks like they're trying to work it around, push it from side to side. At least as far as the success they've had on the left-hand side, they've not found any. They've had some success breaking down the right-hand side, and I don't know if that's Detroit tend to be pinching in a little bit more. That winger that's been playing out on the left doesn't seem to be pushing quite as much on the defensive end of things, and maybe that's the weak point they need to exploit a little bit more.
Just joining us, Will Mellors-Blair scoring a goal in the 4th minute for Detroit City, and then Zach Myers following that up just 8 minutes later. That's where we sit now. 37th minute. Saints have a shot. Really one of the first attempts on goal there by Hansen. Couldn't even get past the first man.
Got to start somewhere.
That's right. Although we'll hope to build off of that. Cantor will take this throw-in. He likes the long throw-ins, and he is standing way back, getting ready for one. He's going to try to put this one in the box. Saints got about 4 in the box right now. It finds none of them. Henderson able to flick it in, and it'll just roll harmlessly there.
Looks like we got a Detroit City player down as the goalkeeper plays it out.
Yeah, Mellors plays that one out, and it's...
Seen a fair number of the Saints players jogging towards the near sideline to go grab some water.
Yeah, Josh Rogers was the guy that went down. Part of that back line that so far really hasn't had too much work to do.
No, not yet.
For registration and event information.
It's like both teams taking this opportunity to grab some water. A couple of the Saints players running over to the bench. Coach Wall chatting up. Willoughby, Shoe.
Hopefully providing some secrets that will unlock this match a little bit.
Ed Willoughby's third start. He did not start last week. It was
we lost Jeremy there for a second.
It was Hanbury, Ryan Hanbury, excuse me.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Aaron Denny also not playing tonight. Mike Biggs.
Late scratch.
In that back line. Co-captain Thomas. And, of course, Kiri.
Seen a little bit of a shift in the formation that the Saints are running right now. We've seen Shu push out wide, number 14.
Yeah.
Kwame Sarkodie pinched in.
Mellors Blair taking a shot. Why not at this point? Thomas having to reel back to maintain that one.
Once again, the Saints defense left scrambling.
Well, that's why we're not seeing them really being able to do much more as far as they have to hang back so much, because here it is again.
Another errant
pass. They can't hang on to this. Yeah, they can't hang on to it. They finally corral it. Cantor to Shoe.
So far, Cantor has been one of the few bright spots for the Saints. He's tried to show some composure.
Henderson, Shoe couldn't find it. Hansen has it. Can he get a shot off? He'll go down. Not all the way down, though.
Battling in there.
Kicking it off to Sarkodie, who's on the other side of the field. This ball will go up and just be cleared out by Detroit.
It's about how every Cincy attack's gone so far.
Now Detroit says we'll go ahead and counter and come back up the way. Van Sluten over to Myers. Play out for that'll be a Saints throw, it looks like. Myers had Mellors Blair running into the box there with just Biggs on him.
Yeah.
'41st minute, you got to think Saints might want to just be content to get to the locker room the way it is. Re-strategize, make your substitutions, come out better in the second half.
Well, you know what they say about 2-0 score lines.
They're dangerous.
They are dangerous. So Detroit could be a little guilty of a little lackadaisicalness, maybe feel like they've got this one in the bag. If the Saints can get to halftime, not concede another goal, tighten the ship up, they might find a little bit more energy here in the second half and find themselves back in this match.
Hansen talking with the official there. It looked like the official was about ready to call something on him as he kind of gave the defender a little shove there. I believe that was Josh Rogers, a little shove.
Didn't look like Hansen thought he actually had possession of the ball to shield that out.
No. I mean, maybe Hansen was saying that he touched it also. It was called a goal kick. McAtee. And can't get to it. Blew a tire.
Happens to the best of us.
Thomas just bombing us downfield. It goes to absolutely nobody in blue. Hansen was the farthest one back, and he was at like the 40-yard line.
Yeah. Detroit can't score from back there, so it's better than having it back here and coughing it up. Good work by Mike Biggs to shield that one out. Detroit's Will Millers-Blair, a big guy, has considerable wheels considering his size.
Yeah. Similar to Sarkody in that regard.
Yep. And we see Sarkody, he's all the way out on the right. So again, we're seeing that Saints midfield doesn't exactly have a concrete set of positions. The guys seem to float around, kind of confuse the defense a little bit.
Yeah, Shoe playing up here now. Up a little farther.
Maybe.
Made a run there on that one.
Maybe Coach Wall's wanting to use Sarkody's speed to exploit that right back where they're finding that space out there.
McAtee. Play it over to Van Sluten. Will be able to get in the way of that one. But it'll fall to Detroit again as Van Sluten now has it on the right side. So go out for a throw-in. So just stayed in on that corner flag. McAtee with a quick play into the box, and this will go down. Starr with a great little save there as that ball batted around there. We'll get a look at this save again here from Starr.
Good sound hands there, able to hold on to that ball.
Yeah, he did not want to let that thing roll back out with the number of white shirts there in the box.
Detroit City once again ready to pounce. And watch as Detroit are really pressuring here. And I talked about this a couple times. They're playing a really high-pressure defense. And anytime the Saints look to play the ball, there's already a Detroit City defender moving towards them. And that's why Cincy need to find themselves moving the ball a little bit faster.
Cincinnati will have a free kick here. It's like it'll be Cantor to take this one. Montgomery originally with it there. Play it into the box. Headed away by Rogers. Detroit able to clear this one all the way back. And now Willoughby firing this ball wildly. Starr having to go and chase this thing. Saints really struggling to move the ball in both directions at this point.
Yeah. Well, no first half substitutions it's going to look like for the Saints. They do have a couple more guys down on the end line warming up.
Nope, we're in the final seconds here before stoppage time. We'll try to figure out what kind of stoppage time we're going to get.
Yeah,
Don't know if we're going to get it, though.
We didn't get it last week, so I would imagine we're probably not going to see it again.
Looking over at the fourth official, I think he just signaled something on one of the benches.
1 minute of extra time.
It'll be 1 minute. Yep, 1 minute. 1 minute of extra time. We're probably about halfway through that already. McAtee trying to keep this ball alive for Detroit. Again, they'll just be safe to just kick this around. Saby, though, they'll play it. They have a bit of a movement here. Millers-Blair.
And nearly find themselves a third goal just before halftime.
My goodness, that misses the far corner.
And we'll watch this here on the replay. Again, the Saints back line caught out. 3 men collapse in, but look like
probably one of the most fortunate moments of the match so far for the Saints is that did not go in.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a dagger right before the halftime whistle.
No sideline reporter tonight, so we won't get a chance to talk to head coach Dave Wall. I'm not sure he would want to talk at this point.
I know I wouldn't.
Detroit's still with this ball, moving it up.
There's
Myers almost had it again.
And there's Myers. And he's not finding near as much of the ball as we would expect, but doesn't much matter. He made it count when he's had possession of the ball.
And that's halftime.
That's halftime.
Visitors, Detroit City FC holding
Detroit
2-0 lead over Cincinnati. Real quickly, DJ, what has to change here?
So first and foremost, the Saints need to lock it up in the back. It's been disorganized without question back there, and they need to find some way to close these gaps, pressure Detroit a little bit more, get them to cough up possession, so that way they're not working so hard for the ball.
It was Will Miller's Blair in the 4th minute and Zach Myers in the 12th minute. That's where we stand 2-0 in favor of the visitors, Detroit. We'll be back with the second half after this.
Before we were ever treated for breast cancer, we planned for life after breast cancer. We made the choice
that breast cancer would not take something away from us.
Unfortunately, not every woman knows her choices. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons is supporting the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act, a bill that will help make sure women who are facing breast cancer surgery are told about all their options. Help bring this important issue to light. Call your member of Congress and ask them to support the Breast Cancer Patient Education Act.
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong.
Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The Action Team.
Action Team! Action! Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. Fact is, if you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. 1 in 5 Americans is likely to develop a form of skin cancer during their lifetime. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. It could be the save of a lifetime. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Where do you think you're going?
Is your body holding you back?
I want to go running.
Not with that knee, you're not.
I'm fine.
Negative.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age.
With that shoulder, you're gonna pick up that truck, really?
Keeping you from working, playing, or just plain moving.
Let's not pick her up. What do you say?
Yet a lot of people who live with pain fight back.
Use your head. Save your back. My bride, my rules.
And regain their lives.
You gotta be kidding me.
Whoa. I'm going running.
I'm going running.
Got to see this. Go on, pick it up.
Fight for your mobility. Find your own inspiration at anationinmotion.org. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Come on. I'll take it from here.
And welcome back. Getting ready to start the second half here. Stargel Stadium. Still a beautiful night. We're 2 for 2 with these great atmospheres, great nights.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really ask for a better night here in Cincinnati. Nice, cool, about 75 degrees at the moment. The sun setting behind the stadium, leaving a little bit of sun in the far supporters' eyes for the beginning portions of the second half. But the heat should really not be a factor this half.
No, I was out walking around there at halftime. It's very nice out there. Of course, the one thing that isn't nice is the scoreline. It is 2-0 in favor of the visitors, Detroit City FC. So far, we're not sure of any exact substitutions. We know that Josh Henderson was warming up right before halftime.
Yeah, a couple of the other Saints players also warming up at the other end. But doesn't look like we've made any substitutions so far.
No, it doesn't look like any substitutions yet. Trying to get that clock situated up here. Detroit ready to kick this one off here. Again, they're content with just kicking it around for another 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Saints will have to do something different. They're going to have to press.
Yeah, it's one thing we mentioned before halftime. The Saints are really going to have to look for a spark here in the opening couple minutes. And if they can catch Detroit flat-footed, content with that 2-goal lead, they might find themselves back in this match. But if they don't match the intensity this half, they're going to find themselves in a world of hurt and not a lot of time at all.
So here we go. Second 45 minutes underway. Immediately, Cincinnati going back to the deep ball upfield to Hansen, and he wasn't even close to getting on the end of that one. So far, at the moment, it appears that the Saints have nobody warming up, while Detroit has their entire bench back behind the Saints' goal.
Yeah. So Coach Wald didn't see fit to make any changes at halftime, but I would expect we're going to see a couple changes here from Detroit City. Well, it looks like nearly 10 guys up over there warming up.
Yeah. We do now have Henderson, Josh Henderson in the back doing some running. So we might see some substitutions here. Definitely for Detroit, it looks like. Hansen tried to play that one in, and that'll go out.
For a corner.
It's going to go out for a corner. I didn't see the deflection.
Yeah, I caught a slight deflection right there as he took the initial shot. So skipped out of bounds. First decent goal-scoring opportunity for the Saints as far as set pieces go.
Shu will take this one. Saints right now, 4 men in the box as compared to, it appears to be, well, everybody for Detroit. Comes in.
And Brett Mullen
Thomas almost able to get to that one.
Yeah, Brett Mullen, the goalkeeper for Detroit City, able to punch clear.
Thomas and the rest of that back line will have to scramble back, but Detroit really in no hurry to move this thing downfield. They'll just go ahead and pass her around. Two minutes gone here in the second half. Saints so far, a little bit of life there on that corner. Just earning a corner.
Yeah. Positive step from the first half.
That ball just falls harmlessly to Starr. Cantor under a little bit of duress from Saby. Curie now going to move it up the near side here. Shu couldn't find Curie. I'll go out for a quick throw here from Myers.
So far in the opening minutes of this second half, the script has gone about how we saw in the first half. Saints a little sloppy in possession. Detroit happy to knock the ball around, slowly expose some holes in the Saints defense.
Saints have a little bit of life here as they have moving it up. Sarkody, Hansen. That Shu breaking from the left side there.
But again, Detroit getting great men back. I mean, before this attack even had a chance to start, they had found all their men back behind the ball. Saints just not exploiting as quickly as we'd like.
Myers trying to catch that one there. Detroit really didn't commit too many to that break there. Just Myers, Van Sluten. and Mellors Blair were the only ones actually making any kind of movement on that little break there.
No reason to push for Detroit at the moment.
Absolutely not. They could go for the absolute dagger in a third goal. Play this one in. Starl reach out and grab that one. Not too much trouble for him.
Sarkoty back out on the right where he started off the match. Coach Wall continuing to shift that midfield around.
Zach Myers still skulking around that back line, though. Looking to pick that pass off. Ball gets downfield, though. Saints back line really has to tighten up here in the second half. But they have to do it without conceding the ability to attack.
Yeah, so that's the double-edged sword the Saints are dealing with at the moment. You know, if they really want to shore things up, are they going to drop too many men back and find themselves short in attack, much like they were in the first half? But if they push forward, trying to find those the first and second goal to equalize, they could leave themselves really exposed, even more so than they were in the first half.
Detroit has definitely been able to bring the counter. Really pour men forward on a counter in the first half and had one nice break already. Montgomery taps it over Sarkoty. Saints going to try to break.
And again,
Hansen blows a tire and goes down in front of the box.
Just slow moving the ball again.
Headed away by Biggs. It falls to Edwardson. Keeps it now and goes a bit too far. And it falls back from him. Ball's just seeming to fall Detroit's way all night so far.
Yeah, those 50-50 balls never seem to bounce in the right direction for the Blue.
Hansen handled that one. Ref did not see it. It was clear from where we were at. But never mind, Sarkoty is going to bring this one in. Gets past one man, plays it in. Hansen has it, and there it is! Saints respond early, 51st minute.
The exact type of start that we want to see from the Saints there. Great ball movement down the right flank, found Sarkoty in some space, something that we talked about in the first half.
Here's a replay here of the goal. Sarkoty plays it to Henderson, who just dummy. And look at that. I mean, that was wide open for Hansen.
Yeah, Shu doing a great job to not rush the shot there and lay off to Hansen, who's wide open in the box, and all he had to do was easily place it in the far side netting.
And we are back in business here at Stargel Stadium.
Quite the response.
Saints back on the board, which means get the smoke bombs going. Detroit now going to possibly come to life a little bit more offensively. And they're going to earn a quick corner. But Detroit's a team that can respond.
Yes, they are.
This is a well-disciplined team. They're not going to just sit back forever.
Now, that's actually the first goal, too, they've conceded all year. So that's going to be a little dent to their pride.
Shutout streak ends at 3 matches for Detroit City. Here comes Saby. That's headed. And it'll fall out of play. That'll be a goal kick. Myers kind of just facing the wrong way a little bit on that one. Excuse me, that was McAtee. Plenty of smoke pouring out of the Abbey at the moment.
Yeah. Hopefully the fire department doesn't show up here.
Start giving his guys time to get downfield. And Hansen almost had it now, but Montgomery will play it up and out. Tried to find Sarkoty, but just put way too much on that pass. Van Sluten with the big running throw in. Peary heading away. Shu. Savage playing it up to a very smoky far side of the pitch. Myers still able to find it there.
Yeah, tough to see at the moment as that smoke pours out of the Abbey.
I guess that ball stayed in.
Saints in the mist.
And they lose possession there in said mist, and now Detroit will have themselves a free kick. Van Sluten went down quite easily.
Not the first time we've seen a flop.
Some advantageous movements.
Yeah, maybe trying to deceive the referee just a little bit there.
Deep pass finds Myers. Able to hit this one back in. It'll still go out for Saints ball. They'll have a throw-in instead of a goal kick.
Yeah, smart of him to actually not concede that goal kick there. This is a chance for Detroit to pin the Saints back here, maybe concede that goal. And it's something they've had success with, getting the Saints to cough balls up in the middle.
Hansen. So Cody there in the middle. He'll play it over to Thomas. Now even Thomas kind of moving up more. Not a guy we've seen make a whole lot of movements upfield today or even last week. Hansen with it now. He's got Keary moving forward in the box. This will go out. I guess Hansen's tried to keep it in, and he did, thinking it was going to go out for a goal kick. Detroit has it.
Keary pulled up out of position. Saints now stretched a bit here. Lucky that Myers was still offside.
Yeah, Myers and had Van Sluten breaking down the middle for the cross. Saints getting a little bit of luck, getting a goal. Things are starting to change a little bit here in the second half.
Yeah, and they're looking more confident, too. I mean, look at the way the guys are starting to move a little bit more, work for one another, starting to play the ball a little bit more quickly like we've been asking for a while now, and they're starting to find some results from it.
Oh, Montgomery looking to find Willie, and this one just fly out.
Speculative.
Yeah, that first half, a distant memory for the Saints the way they're playing at the moment.
Yeah, and it's a tale of two halves at the moment. The Saints full of energy, bursting a little bit on that goal, hopefully going to build upon it a little bit as well.
Biggs heading that away. Montgomery tracking it down in the midfield. Now it'll be Keary to bring it up. Saints be a little more confident, committing men forward. They'll have a throw in here. Keary will take it. Saints could have something cooking here. It'll be Cantor actually now to do his long throw in that he loves to do.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of this out of Cantor this year. He's fairly accurate with these throws, but the Saints have yet to get on the end of one of them.
Finds in the middle. Almost fell to Hansen.
Detroit able to clear their lines, though.
We'll go out. Stay with Cincinnati. Cincinnati ball.
Really like to see a little bit more aggression out of the Saints on those long throws. It seems like a lot of guys are just standing around waiting for it to find their heads when they need to be attacking it.
This ball pops into the middle.
Yeah, Hansen, decent opportunity there. You'd like to see him be a little bit more adventurous with that.
I'd say Hansen playing in slightly a different position at the moment?
Yeah, and he's definitely dipped back a lot further than we saw him even in the first half. Looks like Sarkody's pushing up high at the moment. Here he is on the ball.
Sarkody with it now. He's got Shu in the middle. He'll take a shot, and it goes way over.
Yeah, we've seen him with that dangerous left foot before, but just can't keep the shot down. But improvement here from the Saints.
We'll have a substitution. It'll actually be for Detroit making the substitution. It'll be number 16. Wade Allen coming in. He'll be coming in for Zach Myers.
Interesting substitution with Myers leading scorer already on the sheet tonight. Kind of surprising to see him make way. But as we've seen them do, they've been pushing those forwards really hard. They've been pressing the back line. Those guys are doing a lot of work. Not that surprising to see him take a break either.
Henderson looking for that one. Could not get to it. This will go out. Looks like they are calling for... Looks like they're calling for a corner. Nope, it'll be a throw-in.
Here we're going to get to see another one of those long throws from Cantor.
Craig Cantor. Played at the College of Charleston. Thomas able to get to a little piece of that one. Van Sluten trying to play it out. Falls to Sarkoty, though. He'll just play it on net, and wow.
Really took an awkward bounce right before it got to Brett Mullen, and wasn't able to really do much beside from parry it beyond his goal. Almost an advantageous moment there for the Saints.
Yeah, bit of a change-up ball there from Mullen. He kind of jumped a little early.
And here's a replay on that.
Get this right before the corner here.
Might
just falls right outside. Mullen jumping a little too soon.
Might have caught a slight deflection off one of the Detroit City defenders there.
And the corner went out. Didn't see who it touched. It looks like it touched Detroit player, so it will be Saints ball. They'll have a corner now on the other end. It'll be Shoe taking this one. Detroit completely collapsed in the box. Not wanting to concede anything. Cantor having a deep shot. He had one last week that possibly went in. Verdict still out on that goal.
Yeah. Had some going down on the line that said it didn't quite look like it had all the way gone on the over, but still one heck of a strike.
The Saints are getting ready to make two substitutions. It'll be Knock and Henderson. Knock with the game-winning penalty shot last Friday, against Erie. So Knock and Henderson coming in. I wonder who'll be making way for them. Sarkoty with it now. Hansen nearly got tripped up trying to go for it, but he stays with it. Hansen finding a little bit of space there. Now Sarkoty, the near corner. This will go out for a throw-in. And we're going to see three substitutions, two for the Saints, one for Detroit. That'll be number 19.
And this is going to be a tricky name here.
Lipari coming in. Lipari coming in for Van Sluten. Andy Montgomery coming out. Hansen coming out. Eric Knock. Josh Henderson. Two attacking-minded players switching out. Header up.
And the Saints win themselves yet another corner. So this has been
right away it was Josh Henderson, seconds into his appearance, making some movement there.
Yeah, Saints finding their best spell of possession outside of that first goal now. A lot of pressure they're putting on the Detroit City goal, getting some lucky bounces. They found themselves a few corners.
Knock taking the corner, a little low. Finds the chest. Detroit player. Now Saints sort of controlling the last couple minutes here.
Yeah. This has been exactly the type of response we were hoping that Coach Wall's men would find after the halftime break. Maybe he pulled out the hairdryer treatment on old Sir Alex Ferguson.
The old Sir Alex move.
No word if he kicked any boots at any players in the locker room, though.
Well, he couldn't have been none too pleased with the way they played.
You'd understand it if he had.
Biggs playing this up for Josh Henderson. That'll be poked. Almost out. Kept in. Now Josh Rogers giving the Saints, giving Detroit a free kick here. Henderson not really moving from the ball.
No, but
just kind of hanging out.
Detroit's goalkeeper, Brett Mullen, certainly took his time getting over there. like to see the referee keep that keep the play moving along. It's a little bit of time wasting here out of Detroit.
And now we're just trying to figure out where this ball is supposed to be set. Mullen now finally going to go take his kick. Rattles off of Cantor. Excuse me, that was Biggs. Knock with it now with space. Finding Josh Henderson, who may be onside, I don't know. But it doesn't matter as the ball goes out for a goal kick. Saby with it now. Ball we played out to Mellors Blair. Play it in. Oh, streaking over the middle dangerously. Flashing across goal. Saby will hit this out. And it'll go for a goal kick. Dangerous moment there. As Mellors Blair flashing one across the net. Star. Trying to find Knock. Misses Knock. Sarkoti behind him. And they're going to call a free kick for the Saints. Fraction there on will be Saby, number 7. Cyrus Saby. Thomas playing up, trying to find Shu. Go out for a Saints throw in deep. You got to imagine Cantor is going to come over and lob this one into the box. There he is. Saints, 6 men in the box. Falls dangerously there. Kept alive. Thomas almost got in the way of that one. And now Sarkoti is down in front of goal. He'll get up and walk this off. Saints still getting their opportunities when they come. Of course, Detroit always a threat.
And here's Detroit finding that space down the left flank. Will Mellors Blair again finding that space.
Open goal, but nobody home. So go all the way back to Sarkoti as it's cleared. And then Rogers.
And a collision here. And
Rogers is going to get a card. Josh Rogers is going to get a card. He is livid with this call.
Not pleased at all. Convinced that he got the ball there.
Sarkoti's still taking his time to get up.
Yeah, he's been a glutton for punishment so far this year. Got clobbered in our last home match
Fourth
as well.
official having to usher Detroit City's manager back from the touchline. He is right up on it. And they are still having words.
The fourth official right in his face.
This continues here as Kiri is going to go ahead and take this free kick. Play it up into the box. Punched out there by Mellon. Saints maintain it, though. Yeah, conversation still continues, by the way, with the fourth official and Detroit's head coach.
And this is where the Saints really need to find themselves the second goal. You know, if they let their foot off the gas, it's going to allow Detroit to find a little bit more confidence in their play, clog up the back, and they're going to find possession a little bit harder to break open at the moment.
Detroit able to clear any danger there. As Thomas sends it back the other way. talked about Saints first half not being able to successfully move the ball in either direction. And they're having a great time getting the ball upfield so far in the second half.
Finding way more success in possession. And I think a lot of that has to do with men moving off the ball. We're seeing a little bit more patience. They're actually knocking it around quickly because they have opportunities to now.
Sadie with it now. He's got Shawi. He'll just play it out. '70th minute of play. You'd think you'd see a few more substitutions. I say that, though, as the Saints have absolutely nobody warming up. I take that back. One person warming up, while still the entire Detroit bench behind Jamie Starr's goal, loosening it up. Sadie with it now, moving it forward. He's got options behind him. Finds Shuey. Shuey able to wrangle this one. He'll have a cross into the box. It's blocked away by Biggs.
Biggs has been getting on the end of a lot of those.
That ball went out. This will be a corner for Detroit. Really one of the first offensive signs of life they've had.
Yeah, they've been rather muted this half.
Gotta think for the Saints. The equalizer, getting out of this match with a point would be huge.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if they can find one here in the next couple of minutes, I don't think it's beyond question to think they might be able to even pull out all 3 points.
Miller's Blair got on the end of that one, headed it wide. Detroit going to make another substitution now. It'll be number 8 coming in for Detroit. Try to get the information on who this is coming in.
Yeah, it's a Zach Vossel, number 8, that came on.
Zach Vossel coming on. Savage out. Sarkoty just hit it off of the head of the new Detroit player. Saints still with it. Go out. Saints will have a corner here. So it's number 8, Zach Vossel coming in for Lockie Savage there. And now the Saints going to make a substitution. It'll be Henderson, Gary Henderson coming off. Brendan Murphy coming in. Brendan Murphy came in on Friday's match pretty late, but he was an immediate impact player.
Yeah, I mean, showed a ton of energy up top, really pushed the back line of the Erie defense around a bit, and it looks like Coach Wall is going to use him as a similar type of substitution now.
Here comes the corner. It's in!
There's the equalizer.
Fantastic goal. Josh Henderson, beautiful header, and we are equalized here. Here's a look at Josh Henderson.
A great ball in, dangerous corner, and Henderson skies up over top of the defender for Detroit and heads home.
Just
Thundering header.
crushes that one.
Yeah, so there's that push that we were looking for. So the Saints now find themselves in a position, the momentum on their hands to pull this match back out. Really silence the Northern Guard over there on the far side.
2-2 match here. Stargel Stadium may be the fortress the Saints were wanting to make it. as they have now equalized with the vaunted Detroit City FC. 2 goals now conceded by Detroit, both coming in this match. The smoke pouring out of the Abbey. Home fans gotta love what they're seeing right now. Detroit gonna try to look to respond here. Curie initially clearing it away, and then Knock heading it back downfield. And Knock almost able to get on the end of that one. And Sarkozy clearing it out. Saints very aggressive here in the second half.
Need to make sure they don't find themselves out too much here, lose their focus after this great recovery.
This ball will roll out. Saints will have a throw-in. Shu will take it. Never mind, Curie now gonna be the man. Shu thought about it, so did Sarkozy, but it'll be Curie. And Curie is gonna now hit this one. I'd say into the cheap seats, but I'll take it to the same price. Throw in here for Detroit. 75th minute. Detroit's making a substitution here. Be number 24 coming in for McAtee. Ball falling around dangerously right in front of Starr. This will go out for a corner for Detroit. Detroit's hanging around here. They're not going to go silently.
Now, they came a long way down here, and their pride's a little dented. They've conceded twice, first 2 goals they've given up of the season, and after a bright start, they're really struggling to find themselves back in the match.
So it was Harns. Harns was the last substitute that came in for Detroit. Here comes the corner. It falls in front there. Looks like a Detroit player got a piece of it. Goal kick. Saints survived that one. If you're Cincinnati, though, here, the final 15 minutes, do you hold back? Do you go ahead and say, we'll take the 1 point against Detroit? This is a team that up until today has not conceded a goal. Or do you say, we're going for the throat. We want the 3 points. We want the win. This is our home field.
I'd go for the 3 points, and here's why. Cincinnati have struggled on the road so far this year. Haven't managed to pick up a point, and they need these points here at home if they have any shot of getting into the playoffs at the end of the year.
This ball came back. Saints will get the ball back as it clipped Detroit player before it went out, and then Detroit will kick it right back out. So it was Harns that just came in. He came in for Colin McAtee. Not sure if Saints still playing any other substitutions. Shu with it now. Detroit have had a few opportunities here in the last couple minutes, but you'd still have to say that the Saints have been able to really control this second half, and especially right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we said earlier on, a completely different team almost. I mean, in the first half, Detroit were in control of the match. They had a lot more possession, a lot more confidence to them. And in the second half, the Saints have really come out with a fire in their belly and actually shown a little bit more heart that we had missed in the first half.
Josh Henderson trying to get past those 2 defenders there. Falls to Sarkozy. He's got Curie on his right. He'll play it into Henderson a little too far. It'll be Murphy that had to wrangle it in.
Kind of a half chance there from Henderson. Would have liked to see them hold on to possession a little bit more.
Yeah, look for a little better opportunity than that one. Saints have clawed their way back into this match. 52nd minute goal by Hansen. And then just moments ago, Josh Henderson, who also has a break now, couldn't get a shot off.
Yeah, really scuffed the chance there. So a little mix-up from the Detroit City back line as Michael Lamb's clearance crashes into Josh Rogers. And advantageous bounce for Henderson, but he kind of stumbles on the breakaway.
And Knock brings it up the other way again. Saints still knocking on the door. They have Henderson. Henderson to Knock. And it's cleared out.
Excellent work from the Saints.
Saints really putting some pressure on here. Balls keep falling their way. Kiri. Sadie cuts it off. Detroit now looking to grab this ball back and try to get something going of their own. Henderson almost with another breakaway. Calamitous couple of moments here for the back line of Detroit. They've almost given away 2 breakaways. They gave away the one. Luckily for them. Josh Henderson scuffed his shot. It'll be a goal kick here. Jamie Starr will take it. '81st minute of play. Not too much long left here. So now it's like Corey Schneider about ready to come on.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yeah, Colby Schneider about ready to make his way onto the pitch. Or at least it seemed that way. He took his penny off. This ball falls.
And is that a penalty shout?
No.
Referee waves it off.
Murphy went down in a heap there. He's still kind of slow moving.
Yeah, for as critical as we've been of Detroit going down a little easy, I think Murphy's a little guilty of that as well.
Yeah, he might be. You can't say he's out of breath. He just came on. I would hope he's not out of breath.
Yeah, I hope not.
Saints will travel to Michigan FC tomorrow.
Really struggled on that second match day of a weekend so far this season.
Yeah. The second matches of the weekend, they've had to really juggle the lineup a lot. Even had Ben Dorn starting in goal in Cleveland last week.
Yeah.
It's Saints ball.
A couple guys from Detroit outstretching right now, getting some tired legs.
And here comes Colby Schneider, and it's Sarkodie coming off. Kwame Sarkodie, another quality performance from him.
Yeah, not quite as good of a performance as last week out. Obviously had the goal last week to equalize against Erie. Found himself in a couple bad positions earlier on, but a much better second half performance as he absolutely created the the first scoring chance.
Saints with it, and they break out wide. Take a deflection there. It'll be a throw in. Kiri's going to take it. Henderson. Getting down. Gasol plays it out. Craig Cantor getting ready to do what he does, which is whip that ball in. Long throw coming from Cantor.
Love to see the Saints get on the end of one of these tonight.
Saints 6 in the box.
Henderson got absolutely mauled on the far post.
Knock one up for it, couldn't get it. It's going to be a free kick awarded to Detroit.
Well, just a few minutes left in this game. Not probably going to see a whole lot of injury time. The Saints, if they're going to find that early goal or the late match winner, they're really going to have to push here. And with not many substitutions left to them. I think they're really going to have to stretch themselves.
In so many ways, mirror images of the first half as it's Detroit left sending long balls in that don't find their man. Saints trying to play something. Colby Schneider, a little heavy touch there. Keep it from going out, and it does go out eventually. Saints will get... Oh, I guess they're going to say it's a throw-in because Cantor's running over there. It'll be another deep throw-in for Cantor. Colby Schneider did a great job earning this throw-in. Knox scuffing the shot that fell to him. Detroit going to try to break out, but this ball will go out. They'll hold possession, though. Quick throw. Brendan Murphy able to get in front of it. Be played out. Murphy only had Henderson up with him. Saints midfield kind of hanging tight. Knock with it. Takes a weird bounce off the crossbar.
That was ever so nearly that last goal they were looking for.
We'll maybe try to get a replay of that here in a second. It's Josh Henderson crashing it off the crossbar. Deep ball here to Murphy. He's got the height to get to it, and he does. And takes a shot, and it just goes wide.
And this...
Here's the shot off the crossbar. It'll be Shu, actually.
Yeah, it was Shu's shot that ricocheted off the top of the crossbar. Great taken shot. Just can't find its way under the bar, though.
Saints with a couple very close opportunities, very close misses in the last few moments here. 86 minute of play. We'll probably have minimal stoppage time, as you pointed out earlier. Detroit.
Ellers Blair still doing all that hard work up top for Detroit. He has been everywhere for them.
He has been everywhere. Myers coming out early in the second half. He was their main goal scorer coming into this match. He had a goal, so he keeps his streak alive as he now has 4 goals in 4 matches. Whoa, nearly saved at the end there. Dangerous moment. Sadie had a shot. Starr able to get in front of it. It bounced right back to a Detroit player. They're going to have a corner.
Yeah, there were shouts for handballs there. It looked like it had almost deflected up and caught Biggs in the hand.
Yeah.
Nervy moments for the Saints in the back as they again lose markers in the box.
Just a few minutes left here. Saints going to need to hold on. That ball headed in pretty sharply, but just wide. Saints dodge another bullet.
Yeah, they need to really catch themselves here and make sure they're not going to fall asleep in the final few minutes. They've done so much work. If they would concede another goal at this point, it would be a lot of work down the drain.
88th minute now. Saints can really claim a solid performance with the way they've come back in the second half. They stand now to get a point in the standings. I would say if you asked Dave Wall right at halftime if he'd take the 1 point, he would absolutely take that.
Yeah, I think he would be pretty happy with that at this point.
Quick throw in there by the Saints. Play it all the way back to Biggs. Throws it in for Murphy. Murphy just able to hang on to this. He stays alive and goes down right in front of the box. Again, no call. Detroit back the other way with this one. Knock able to get in front of it. He throws it to Murphy. Murphy's offside, so he's got to run back. And a clear challenge there.
Referee's having none of it, and there's been a couple close calls down on that far side, and he's obviously every time felt like he didn't need to blow the whistle at all.
Saints will at least earn the corner that Knock will take. Saints not wanting to commit too many men forward. This Detroit is deadly, as they've shown tonight.
Referee not wanting any monkey business in that box on this set piece.
Detroit's counter has been money tonight. Comes the ball in, headed away. Only to Cantor, who's going to play this one up again. Gets past Henderson and Shu. Murphy playing it in. Thomas back trying to take a swipe at that one with his head. Detroit able to survive that one.
The Saints will want to be careful here and not get caught on this break, but luckily break it up.
Schneider. He's got Henderson. He'll lay it off for him. So fall back to Murphy.
There's a chance.
Schneider playing a nice ball in. Fell to Knock, but Knock just not able to get behind it all the way.
Yeah, the Saints really struggling to find anyone with any of these services. They're getting a lot of opportunities into the box, but just haven't been able to convert.
This will actually be a Saints throw-in. 90th minute here. About 20 seconds left till stoppage time. I'm yet to see what the fourth official has called. Big's going to clang this one back into Thomas, who's playing quite deep.
And we're into added time.
And now Thomas walking gingerly back to his back line there. This ball is bouncing around. I've yet to see fourth official say anything, as Henderson almost had another shot at a breakaway.
Nervy couple minutes here for the Saints. Pushing, really pushing for that final goal, but not able to find anything.
Final goal or a whistle, whatever comes sooner. I think the Saints will take either at this moment.
Good challenge from Query to keep that ball moving backwards.
And a deep ball. I don't think it'll find its man. It does. Throw in here, late throw in. Still yet to see the official call for any time. Don't know how much they're both looking at their watch there. Line judge and fourth official congregating together. 2 minutes. It's going to be 2 minutes. I don't know how much of that has already been played. Starr will get this ball. Does he nurse it? Or do they try to take one last shot downfield?
Last week we saw a last-minute penalty win it for the Saints. Are they going to find a similar type of magic this week?
Stoppage time magic. Will it be here? Again, I believe the fourth official said 2 minutes. We're at least a minute into that stoppage time. As this falls, Schneider couldn't get to it. It'll be Sadie, the other number 7 on the field. Sadie able to get around Schneider.
We're seeing a lot of extra time here. I don't know what the fourth official was thinking, only saying 2 minutes. We're at least 2 minutes in.
Saints need to just clear this one downfield.
And he's going to allow yet another attack.
Henderson moving. Saints will be able to take it if they can get it upfield.
You would have expected the referee to call that back there. Detroit defender all over Henderson's back.
One last shot here for Detroit. This ball will find a Detroit man. They'll have one last shot, you'd think. This is headed out. It'll be a corner.
And there's Query again, all the way at the other end, coming back, making the big stop. I mean, Jeremy, we got to be pushing into our 4th minute of stoppage time.
If I'm Dave Wall, I am a little wondering, what happened with this time and why so much extra time is being played. And that'll be a late winner. Oh my goodness, a late winner in what has been way too much time.
Yeah, a lot of controversy there.
And just like that, Detroit is going to claim victory.
And possibly a deflection there from the Saints.
Going to get a shot at the replay here. It's going to be credited to Lamb. And just like that, Detroit looks to be claiming victory. Cincinnati's got to be wondering how much time just appeared. And not only is there not enough time, there's actually going to be one more substitution for Detroit. Kamakov coming in. Saints will have one last chance here as Cantor skied that one out for a goal kick.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of a controversy there. I mean, we clearly saw the linesman indicate there was going to be 2 minutes of added time. We're pushing 5-6 minutes at this point. And you have to wonder what the referee in the middle is doing. You know, has his watch stopped and he just doesn't realize that we've run out of time? And Coach Dave Wall doesn't even seem to be upset about this, and this is shocking.
A real bizarre situation happening here with the amount of minutes that are being played. More substitutions here happening for Detroit. As Devsky coming in. Saints maybe trying to hopefully get one more chance upfield. But it'll fall to Detroit and they'll play it up. Thomas is going to have to get onto this one. He's going to play it out. And that'll be it. Well, that's your match.
Well, a disappointing end for the Saints as they conceded that late injury time winner to Detroit.
Yeah.
Not at all the result that they were looking for after fighting back so valiantly in that second half.
A lot of hard work there by the Saints. The extra time that just kept going. And finally, it was a goal by Lamb in stoppage time. That is your winner. Quickly run down the scores. Started off in the first half there. Will Mellors Blair early in the 4th minute, getting the goal and getting Detroit in business early. The Saints were a mess to start this match off.
Yeah, I mean, as disappointing as the end of that match is, what's probably more disappointing was the start. You know, they came out weak, disorganized, and really not tracking anyone. So they really only have themselves to blame for putting themselves in such a deep hole early on.
And then it was Zach Myers in the 12th minute that followed that up. It was 2-0 going into halftime for Detroit. And then the Saints regrouped and fought back. 57th minute, Mark Hansen with a great little play from Shu to give him a beautiful shot on goal. And then in the 70th, Josh Henderson heads in a corner. And right like that, we were knotted up all the way to stoppage time, deep into stoppage time.
Yeah.
Several minutes into stoppage time.
Yeah, perhaps past what the 4th official had indicated. But Detroit, that perseverance, that's something we talked about for a while. They kept pushing, kept fighting, never gave up, and found themselves that late winner.
Yeah, and Michael Lamb was your winning goal scorer. And that's how it sits. Cincinnati not able to get any points off of this match. They will go to face Michigan tomorrow, Michigan FC.
Hopefully find some positivity in that match. Look for the first points on the road. Anything at this point would be important for the Saints, as we want to make sure that we're keeping them on track. If they don't pick up some points here soon, they could find themselves out of the playoffs.
Yeah, they really could.
Well, Jeremy?
Just players starting to move off the field here. Getting ready to wrap this up here. Again, they'll go to Michigan FC tomorrow. That'll be a road match for the Saints. And then they'll be back here next week, and I believe next Sunday they will be here. Saints will play Lansing, Michigan.
Yeah, June 8th at 3:30 p.m.
And I believe next Saturday we have our first women's match.
Yeah, we do.
Lady Saints.
Going to definitely spread the love to the finer sex. Make sure we're watching them out here.
We'll be taking Columbus on. So that'll do it for us. Once again, your final score: Saints 2, Detroit City FC 3. For Jamie Lance, DJ Schweitzer. So long, everybody.